So I got into beach volleyball when I was about 16. I played indoor volleyball at school. My school teacher used to take us actually to Bournemouth and to Brighton to play just for fun. And I absolutely loved it. The sun, being on the sand, being able to throw yourself around. I really enjoyed it. Went to Bath University for beach volleyball, got selected for 2 Junior World Championships. And when I realised then that I loved it, I kind of wanted to work harder, and I moved to Bournemouth to focus on playing full time, and that's when I joined forces with VICKY. It wasn't actually beach volleyball originally. It was the indoor volleyball. So I played both, football to actually a much higher level at the time. But when I got selected for the England setup, about 16, England sounded at the time much better. So I just kind of fancied a change. Maybe I peaked a little bit too early in the football, and kind of just wanted to see where volleyball could take me. I decided that obviously beach volleyball was for me when I played at the World Championships. I played with one of my really good friends at the time, and we were awful. We got destroyed by everybody, and it was a case of I loved the game but wasn't good enough. So I knew how much harder I needed to work, and that's when kind of I focused on kind of going full time in and around studying, and then in and around working, and then just progressed to kind of getting better and better, winning the national tour. And then realising that wasn't enough, and then playing some of the European events, and then obviously when the Commonwealths came up, that was like our next target, and that's kind of where we put everything into that. So Vicky and I actually met in LA when I was about 17. Vicky was out there on a training camp. I think she was there for about 3 months, and I was there for a couple of weeks on a junior camp. And I'd obviously heard of her because she played kind of the England senior setup. She was a little bit older than me, and yeah, she came back from playing professionally, and it's kind of really difficult with beach volleyball, especially with no program and no funding, to find somebody that's equally as driven. And obviously we share the same goals in how motivated we wanted to be, how hard we were willing to work. So I stopped playing with my previous partner, and then Vicky, I joined up then, so it's about 5 years ago now. Probably just playing on the world tour. Obviously, it was something we had to do in order to qualify for the Commonwealth, and I think that would have been a progressive target for us anyway. But going out there, playing and being surrounded by the best in the world, we qualified for Gestalt in a major, which is something we hadn't anticipated in our first year. And just being surrounded by all the best players in the world, watching how they train, how they warm up, how they play, you know, where we needed to be, that was probably a highlight for me. Yeah, finding out we qualified for Commonwealth was really surreal because we didn't get the official announcement kind of 3-4 weeks actually we kind of knew, and we were actually in China, and we qualified for the main draw in one of our World Tour events, and we figured out the points difference by that point, and we were up all night, we couldn't sleep, we were checking points, we were trying to do things, we watched a really terrible movie just to try and distract ourselves from the fact that we think we were going, and we're pretty sure we were going. So it's so exciting, obviously, for any athlete. Qualifying for a major games is the goal, and to do it within our kind of really only our first year playing full time is obviously huge. And now we just want to prove why we're there, why we deserved our place, and just show that England can play volleyball. Yeah, it's been a real tough couple of years, probably actually the 5 years from when we started. We've always worked full-time to fund playing, full-time jobs, which has been testing in the sense, you know, you work a 12-hour day, you finish at 8 o'clock, you've got to rush to the beach and either squeeze the light out or just get as much time as you can before it's too late, almost. You've got to be up again at 7 for work the next day. But we've never had a choice, so we've never had in funding, and we've been quite lucky with a couple of sponsors, but it's never been enough. But with a goal like the Commonwealths, we really decided that we had to go full time and really give it everything. So we recently stopped working full time, which adds another type of stress because the lack of money and the lack of funding. But it's kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we want to come back from the games with no regrets. And whether that was, if we'd have kept working, yeah, we'd have been more comfortable with money, but we wouldn't have been in the best position performance-wise. So it's a sacrifice that I'm sure will be worth it.
was lit on the beat.